I don't know what's coming from Google and what's coming from Facebook, but loads of leads are coming in. So I'm Laura. I'm the owner of Paw Pal's Doggy Daycare and Grooming Salon in Perth. I have been doing this for nearly 13 years now.
When you first joined, did you join because you were looking for marketing support, or was it that like you knew that you needed to do marketing but you didn't know how to do it, or had you tried like agencies before but like it didn't really work out or anything? Like, what kind of was the what problem did you have that kind of encouraged you to reach out to us?
So prior to, like, I have a degree in advertising and marketing. So I feel
Oh
like my
wow!
background is, I know marketing. I've always been pretty good with it. We've done a lot of organic stuff, and I had a few mentors in the past that I used to fly over east for Facebook ads.
Oh yeah.
And I was kind of starting to, then I started having kids 6 years ago, and I was kind of running ads on and off, but they weren't working. And I'm like, Facebook keeps updating and changing, and I was just and then where you kept coming up, on my feed, I'm like, oh, maybe I just need to just go and do this and understand what's happening in the background again. Because it's just Facebook is just a beast on its own. It
Mm.
really is just a beast on its own. So having the 2-day workshop and having all the videos, I just felt like I just really needed the support to get over the overwhelm and yeah, get back
It
to it.
does. It changes a lot. Like even in September, they did that Andromeda update, which threw everybody
Yeah.
into a tailspin because it was like, oh, you can't just have three ads anymore. Now you have to have more than three ads, and that was just like people were struggling to get three. So we're like, and
Yeah.
I didn't really realize it at the time either. I was kind of like, oh, this isn't a big deal, but I'm not making that many ads. And then once I saw people in advisory calls, it was kind of like. Oh, they didn't even know. And also, it's very overwhelming to make more ads. So let's just like help them through the process kind of thing. So, yeah.
And like them like prior at the time, back when I was running them more consistently, it was like you do 2 or 3 ads, you kind of give
Yeah.
all the emotional stuff in it. And now that is just so not the case anymore. I
No.
learned so much in those 2 days. I was like, oh my God, this is why my ads weren't working.
Was there a point in the, and this is like my kind of favorite question because it kind of unveils like sometimes a lifestyle thing that maybe occurred or something that happened in your business. Was there like a point where your results, because you are a marketer, so you know lots of background on how it should be working and everything, but was there a point where your results like turned around or changed? Or you started getting more kind of interest into your business, like the phone was ringing a little bit more, where was there a bit of a like a milestone anywhere there where you were like, oh, okay, I'm doing the right thing. The ads are working. I've got the right kind of target audience. Like things are starting to pick up a little bit.
I think tracking the leads and how we track them now has been a game changer.
Yeah,
And me managing the phone and doing those follow ups. Um, the reality is the team don't have the capacity to it.
of
And it's
course.
also like a little bit addictive when you start. You're like, oh, you know. Um, and I think that was a game changer, really like structuring, seeing the structure of the leads coming through and the way I roll that out going forward, like moving them through how we contact them.
And learning yourself with that kind of like a rinse and repeat process. Like you felt like you were empowered to be able to like scale the spend and also get more leads coming through as well.
Yeah, I mean, I've jumped on a lot of calls as well
Yep.
to, help. And I still find like, you know, with the Google ads and the Facebook and stuff, I can find all of those just numbers everywhere, like really overwhelming. And
Totally.
it's just like easier sometimes just to jump on a call and be like, no, this is working. This is good. Turn that one off. Turn that one on. Like that kind of support is very useful.
Oh yeah,
And it's
especially if you're
hard
like
knowing, you say it's like turn on a budget and do nothing. And you're like, oh, okay.
it's really counterintuitive to do that. And it's like
Yes.
we have to really like say you guys need to be patient because the people will start putting questions up in schools like I've been running ads for 2 days and nothing's happening. I'm like, yes, that's okay. We need to be able to
Yeah.
like be a little bit more patient. You just need some more data coming in, but you're doing all the right things, so it's working out. And sometimes, yes, those numbers can be super, super overwhelming, especially if you keep looking at it constantly. Having a new, fresh set of eyes can sometimes be helpful.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
Amazing. Right. And then in terms of outside of your business, I know that you were able to hire some more staff. Was there any other kind of professional or lifestyle changes that occurred with you personally that you're happy to divulge because you were getting more consistent leads coming in?
Look, I'm very lucky that I have been working on my business for a number of years.
Mm.
So I definitely have that flexibility for not to be in the business. But I do think the pressure of, okay, are we going to get another new dog? How many dogs we need? How many appointments do we need to fill to cover wages? Like that's really just backed off massively. It's just like actually now I think there's only we've about across the week maybe 3 4 spaces, and we've probably about 6 new starters already starting this week. So
Wow.
providing that we keep the dogs that we have, we're pretty much closing the doors pretty soon.
Oh yeah, and now it's kind of. Have you seen a bit of a shift where you probably weren't doing too much sort of nurturing before you were getting regular, like you were getting booked out, but now you're getting regulars coming through that you have to do a bit more like nurturing to keep them in, or do they just keep rebooking with you constantly?
Well, we're minimum 1 day a week.
Ah, great,
So for daycare, they have to come anyway. So
nice.
it's we have them in and then the right fit. We just need to nurture them as all our clients.
That's
Um,
awesome.
we've just doing a pay increase or a price increase. I've said in the email like we've reduced the capacity of dogs because we're a higher end and it's no one's giving us any kickback whatsoever.
Oh,
It's been really really amazing actually the last couple come through.
oh my gosh, that is so cool. I did not expect you to say that. That is really cool. I love that. Um, does it make it easier to predict like what you're going to be doing in the future as well because you know that you're going to be you're at like 90% capacity all the time?
Oh yeah, I mean, I think it gives us a lot more. Like we do all enrichment and we do monthly themes, and we get really creative in what we do. And like I feel like that's given us me the capacity to kind of work on that stuff, knowing that the team can manage the new dogs coming in. And now with the pressure of having to have so many new dogs come through, it's the team are getting really involved with the creativity of things as well.
Oh, yes, that is awesome. I love
Yeah,
that.
really great, really great.
How many staff were you able to hire? Sorry.
All up. So any given day, we've got 3 people on the floor for daycare.
Yeah.
Uh, I think so. There's 3 people in the morning, 3 people in the evening. I think there's 7 for daycare I have, and then I've got 3 groomers as well.
Oh my gosh, killing it. All right. And out of the like I guess the workshop, the program, the support call, the advisory calls, was there one thing that you leaned on a lot? I know you mentioned that in the workshop, you got a better idea of how to run those ads and what the structure should look like. But was the advisory calls more important for you, or like what really turned the dial?
Oh, having the support afterwards,
Yeah.
like, is huge. But I think for anyone thinking, what I found when I did the course back in was it November, I think, or something. So many people still rocked up, and you say it everywhere, like do your homework. So I had my landing page created.
Yeah. Oh,
But
amazing.
like, and I had a lot of late nights going through your videos and trying to get that done before. But I definitely think then that made the 2 days, like I could see people hesitating trying to do just the bare basics. I spent hours of that beforehand. So I was able to get the full capacity of what I could get out of that day and had 2 ads live by the time I left.
Finally, if there was anything, if someone was like kind of unsure about joining where you like the ads didn't resonate with them, or they were on the fence about it, you did allude to it before, but would there be a couple of things, one or two things that you would say to them to try and get them over the line?
Look, I think you can pay agencies thousands. And I think having your own business, even if your business is not, you're not a marketer, you need to be a marketer. Or
Yeah.
you have to you don't have a business without being a marketer. And unless you have the funds that you want to try throw at agencies to make it work fair, but like you successful. So I think if anyone is, do they want a business or do they want a hobby?
Yes,
That's
they
going to
got
be
a
the
business.
difference.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, you can't. Yeah,
You
you're
know,
right. You
so
definitely can't get away with not doing the marketing side of things anymore because, like, you're going to accidentally do it anyway. So you might as well get good at it.
I've talked to a few people like who are starting out their businesses and they're like, oh, I can't afford it. And I'm like, well, that's the difference between this being a success or not being a success. You need to have
Yeah.
the ad spent and you need to, it doesn't need to be massive, but like you need to understand what you're doing because they're turning
Yeah.
on ads for like five, $10, but they don't really know what they're doing. And it's just, and I see like people with doggy daycares or grooming salons from the East Coast coming up on my feed. I'm like, I've messaged a few people. I'm like, check your locations. Like you're wasting your ad spend, you know,
Completely. That's like such good advice to give them it there. It's like
like,
such an easy thing too. Like, what are you doing?
but if they're not even understanding that, I mean, yeah. So
Yeah,
people
you can.
need to really understand marketing.
Yeah,
And
100%.
it's going to be the difference between having a proper business that's going to give you a lifestyle instead of having a hobby or a job.